Welcome everybody! Welcome to the stream! We're happy to have you! Say hi.
Ah!
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi.
Greetings.
Yep, we got everyone here today, except for Dart. He'll be joining us a little bit later. But yes, hello again! It's been 2 weeks. I hope your vacations were nice. Turkey Day, for our American viewers at least.
Gobble gobble.
But yes, why don't you guys introduce your characters to the wide world? I'm sure if they're watching by now, they're already somewhat familiar with them, but never hurts to do a little refresher.
I will kick it off as usual. I am Gene Palsgrave, ship captain, and I the Wither Fruit, which lets me absorb the life force of people. But I'm a pretty good guy despite that. And that's kind of the short. That's the short story on Captain Gene Palsgrave.
Yep. How about?
I play Sunny.
Yeah.
He is a little dwarf chef dude who's also the first mate. And he has the fold fruit. He is a fold person, and he can fold anything more than 6 times.
Yeah, specifically 6.
More than 6, I said.
Yes, more than specifically 6 times.
Exactly.
He unlocked
more than the impossible amount.
The impossible amount.
He unlocked
How
the
you-
7-fold.
I have unlocked the 20th fold. I'm amazing.
You could
That's-
definitely fold paper more than 6 times.
That's
I
14
think it's
more
like
than
I think
6.
it's
You
like
can fold it in half more than like 8 times or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's
Yeah.
the long and the short.
All right, and Ta, what about your character?
I play Millie. She's a happy-go-lucky Kucha in a wide world she doesn't even understand. She is one of 3 sisters,
She adopted sisters.
and
She is a bean.
there is no difference to her.
That's fair. That's very fair. She is such a little bean. Her smile brings joy to her sisters, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely. She's also the musician. Her dream is to be known for her grand and awesome music.
Aw, that's sweet. Speaking,
And also to raid the world's treasure.
yes,
That's,
plunder.
that's just her culture.
Yeah.
Her dream is to be a musician. Her culture demands that she steal shit.
Speaking of the sisters, there's the actual sister, Millie, who's a bit of a bookworm / valley girl / violent person. She has a lot going on. How would you guys describe her? I know I always
Because
describe.
we have many hats.
I would say she's a valley girl that is quick to anger, but is very passionate about the
Yeah,
things that she
anger.
loves.
Okay.
That I will not disagree with. She definitely has anger issues.
She has 2 sides to her. The valley girl, which is nice and giddy and all that, and then there's the angry side you will never want to mess with because it's scary.
Yeah,
Last game, she was kind of indifferent. Like
it was like
whatever. Jeez.
yeah. The other sister.
Where are we going, Grandpa?
Oh my god. The other sister's the adoptive one, and that the crew recently met on on the island of the Kingdom of Solei. Wow, that's a mouthful. But her name's Eileen, and she holds the vampire Bado no Mi vampire model. I think that's the correct way to say it. But yeah, she's a vampire woman, and she's soft-spoken and really gentle and sweet, for the most part. Aside from that, is there anyone else on the crew?
Yes, there's Dunstan, but he's not here right now.
Right, I don't
it's-
usually intro Dunstan, so I'll
This
intro
fellow
Dunstan.
named Dunstan. Yeah.
Dunstan.
Oh, and Larry. You forget his trusty mount and
Yeah.
steed, Larry.
Ah, yes. So Dunstan's a bit of the brawler of the group. He's also the navigator of the crew. I sometimes doubt his sense of direction, but, you know, he has questionable moral direction, let's say.
I don't actually think he's a brawler at all. I mean, he doesn't use his fists.
Yeah, I
He's
meant...
a vagabond.
I think she meant like the traditional brawler, as in he likes to fight and get
I
into
know what you mean.
scuffles.
I would call that more of a vagabond slash
He's
mercenary.
a fighty boy, okay? I'm gonna call it a fighty boy.
One who brawls.
Yes.
I mean, isn't a vagabond just another word for
a fighty
pretty
boy?
much a homeless? Okay.
Fighty boy. We're going with
He's a
fighty
fighting
boy.
boy. That's all that matters.
Fighty boy.
Yes.
He's the Zoro, let's put it that way. He's the
rough and
fucking
tumble
Zoro of
lad.
the group.
Alright. So you guys ready for our intro song? I'm sure you are.
Yes.
Do this.
Do we have any requests, perhaps? I think last time we did the One Piece rap.
We did because it is the best.
That was a strong choice. I don't think we can top it. Play whatever one you think is the weakest, because we're not going to be able to beat last week's anyway.
Yeah.
Fair
Exactly.
enough. I'm just gonna pick a random number between 1 and 10. Alright.
I haven't heard that one in so long. That theme absolutely slaps.
That it do. That it do.
Alright. So last time on One Piece, does anyone want to kick off the recap?
I will do it. Last time on One Piece, I figured out how the game works.
Oh, do
as-
elaborate, do elaborate.
Yeah, this was kind of my big takeaway from last week, because this was the focus. But there was a point at which I was like, we were going into the chamber of this wicked king, and as we did, it was Dunstan who was like, oh, let's split up. And I believe I said, no, we should stay together. What are you talking about? And he was like, no, we gotta split up. And then we all did our individual fights in the style of One Piece. And I enjoyed that quite a good deal. I took down the king.
Okay.
And everyone defeated their respective opponents. And we have, in many ways, liberated this kingdom from the clutches of a wicked... it seemed like he was a pirate. That I think we were just starting to kind of get that reveal at the end, that he was a pirate that had kind of taken the throne by force. If I'm not mistaken. I think that's like right where we were, correct?
Yeah, more or less. I'll fill in the details a little bit. Essentially, last time, the crew decided to go on, storming the castle, I guess. You guys decided to storm the castle.
Kind of snuck in, but then stormed.
Yeah, you went in through the dungeon, if I remember right. And,
Because Dunstan's an idiot and thought he could cut through a steel door.
well, you did, and you knocked out a couple guards and actually freed a guy.
Yeah, let's be fair. This is One Piece. People could be cutting through shit that they shouldn't be doing all the damn time.
Yeah, but Dunstan didn't. He just left a big dent and then
Well, yeah, usually you don't cut through steel until episode, like, 110 or something.
Like, exactly. He's still way too early. He's rushing himself.
Yeah, he's
You're
rushing.
too
himself.
early to be cutting still, boy. Calm down.
After the party split up, Millie and Tilly found themselves facing off against, I guess, a bit of a coward and a bit of an edgelord. He was Shadow Saren, and he knocked out poor Tilly, which made Millie rather mad, and she eventually defeated him. Sunny,
Yeah, and she picked up her sister and ran back to the group, though she knows not where they are.
yes. Eileen and Sunny faced off against a man with infinite swords. Well, not infinite, he just had a lot. And every time he used one, he would throw it on the ground dramatically. But,
Did he actually drop?
yes, he
Did
did.
he actually, like, go to his single last sword?
I think
he ran
Low.
out.
He was running low.
he was running pretty low by the time the fight ended.
But Sunny couldn't hit anything anyway until the very last one where he did a lot of damage. Like a lot of damage.
Eileen helped.
Eileen did most of the damage.
As well as Dunstan fought Suki, the sumo wrestler. in the kitchen, they had an eating competition first, and then they were about to have a drinking competition, which she was less sure of, and then they actually had a real fight. So it was a good time. And of course, Jean faced
battled
off
off against the king.
Yes, you did. He wielded a giant shield and was trying to beat your head in with it. But Jean valiantly, God, didn't you get a crit?
Yeah, I crit him on the first attack, and from what you were telling me last time, put him to like a couple health.
Yes. How not totally frustrating for the GM.
Well, also on his next attack, he almost hit me. It was actually a very close fight. It was just a very quick one.
Yeah, but it was a fun fight. Afterwards, Dunstan ran into the room to join up with you. He noticed you had defeated the king, which was cool. And as you were proudly proclaiming yourself the new king, because that's how you think it works.
Someone told us that. That was more of a joke than Jean actually believing that.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Dunstan happened to show.
Yes.
Hello. Great. Sorry.
Hi, Dunstan. We're just doing the recap. And Dunstan got a call on his Den Mushi from kind of a familiar voice. You may have recognized it as the other shadow guy. Guess he got loose after you guys left. Not surprising. But he was warning you guys about the Marines closing in on the castle. And I believe that's...
Yeah, and we were like, let's leave.
Yes, I do believe...
We didn't actually get to get to that point. Because Sunny and Eileen definitely don't know what's going on. Because it was Dunstan that got the call, and Dunstan just met up with,
Yes, that's right. That is right. Alright. So, we'll pick up there with Dunstan and the captain.
So yeah, what was if you could just get me just right back to the exact moment, what was the exact thing that we just heard on the Den Mushi as...
It was basically, the Marines are closing in, Captain! And then Dunstan was like, trying to pretend that he was an ally, and then they hung up on him.
Which was immediately seen through.
Yes.
because they rolled a nat 1.
Yes. And there was a ship that we were told about, right?
Yes, actually. The voice over the Den Mushi did mention a ship in an underground dock.
Which we happen to be at. Sunny and Eileen.
Yes.
So I don't know where that is, but...
Yep. Sounds like you better skedaddle.
Yeah, I'll look over at Dunstan and just say, well, we were looking for a ship, so it seems like theirs is going to be our best ticket out of here. Ready to move, Dunstan?
And hear me out on this, we could just go out there and beat up all those Marines.
Maybe next time.
Dunstan looks disappointed.
Immediately.
Hear me out. I know this sounds crazy, but we can go out there and beat them up.
We could go on, defeat them, and ask them to send an admiral for us to fight.
Yeah, I'll just ring up a buster call.
Personally request for an admiral.
Yeah, I'll just ring up a buster call for you lot, shall I?
Thank you. Also, Fox, I don't know if this is the thing at all. Can I loot?
Yeah, you can loot.
I want to loot.
Loot away, my dude.
I just look around. I mean, I look on his person. I believe I remember. Maybe I'm imagining this because it's something that Jean would want, but I remember offhandedly it being discussed that he had some kind of like book on specifically devil fruits.
Yeah, you can.
He did, yeah.
You can look for that. Please roll me a search, I guess.
I will do this. I am trained, but not super trained.
Okay. You don't see it on him. Maybe it's somewhere else.
Well, yeah, I was thinking I would go back through. I wanted to go back kind of through this zone,
Which
just
reminds
very
me,
quickly. You know, moving at a quick pace, but seeing if there's like a room back there.
Captain. A ship needs supplies, right? Luckily, I know exactly where the kitchen, and more importantly, the beer supply is in this castle.
Good. Get rations and whatever you need from, I don't know, kegs, whatever's easy to carry.
Kegs are pretty easy to carry. I'll manage. Let's all head out back to the kitchen.
All right. Are you going with him, Gene?
I wanted to go forward and see if this is his chambers, like personal chamber. Do you see
there's no personal chambers. Those are all.
Oh,
windows.
this is just the end. I was talking like over here.
Oh,
is that not? Is that not a door? I was thinking that these were
No.
doors. In
Those
my
are-
brain, the layout led behind that.
No, those are balconies.
Okay. I'm just gonna start searching around, try and find his quarters.
All right. Gosh, not what I expected, but okay. So Gene goes that way, Dunstan goes another way. Millie, where are you headed?
Blindly.
Oh, good.
She's trying to find her. She's trying to find her crewmates, particularly her second sister, to help her now down sister.
All right, let me roll a d3, see who you end up with. All right, so Millie, you stumble across an underground dock, and lo and behold, Sunny and your second sister are standing at the entrance.
Oh, really?
Oh, hello there. Wait,
So
what
we
happened
took
to
down this
Tilly?
bad guy.
Sonny, look, Tilly's hurt.
Oh no! Tilly!
Eileen,
Obviously, I'm
Eileen,
gonna go over and
you
see
have
if
to
there's
help
any-
Tilly.
Of course.
She'll immediately
I'll
hand
Stop the
the
blood.
first
Slow.
cinder.
All right, Eileen's gonna roll a heal. See if she can stabilize her. Yeah, that's pretty good. As Eileen expertly goes about bandaging up Tilly, her breathing steadies and she seems to be resting a bit more peacefully.
All right, she's as good as I can get her for right now, but we have to get out of here, right? We have
Thank
to...
you, Eileen.
We need to find the captain. Just get her somewhere safe for now. You guys wait on the boat while I go find the others.
Oh, that boat. Okay,
Just that boat.
come on, Millie.
Millie, yeah, you take your sister. You guys just...
You're muted.
Yeah, Millie. Take Tilly and Eileen, and all of you stay on the ship. I'll find
Millie
the
is
others.
already heading to the boat, and she's finding a bed that she can put her in.
Yeah, there's a bed. It's below decks, but there's definitely a bed to put her in.
Yeah, she's just gonna lay Tilly down on the bed and just watch over her.
Alright, Eileen will be there keeping you company. Alright. Dunstan! You're back in the kitchen. Suki's still passed out on the floor.
Wow, time to start gathering up supplies. Mostly alcohol.
Alright. I guess... just roll me a search, I guess, to see how much you can get. Or if you find some of the good stuff. Aw, damn.
23.
Yeah, you find... Heck, you rolled pretty good. You find, like, bountiful amounts of, like, beer, just booze. A lot of booze. Seemed like, the king, captain, boss man was really a fan of rum and all sorts of the usual pirate spirits. As well as, like, you know, ship-ready rations.
Perfect. Always. Never want the rum to be gone.
Yep, never... Gosh, if the rum was all gone, where would you be?
Exactly.
Alrighty. So... How much are you carrying? Because there's a lot.
Well, question. I'm not sure. I think Dunstan's pretty much just carrying around his helmet
Yeah, that's fair.
in terms of gear.
All right, so
No, he does have other stuff as well. Probably like in a backpack or something. But other than that, it would basically just be like loading up a barrel or crates or something and just carry as much as he can in his arms.
alrighty, that sounds good.
How much can he carry? The real question is, what is Dunstan's carry weight?
Apparently.
I don't know. Dunstan's pretty strong, to be fair.
Yeah, he's pretty strong. You know what? I guess roll me a strength,
Sure.
and I'll roll. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so you load up your crate, and you pack it up with as much as you can get. It's not as much as you would maybe like, but it's definitely a crate as big as you. Like,
Perfect.
all right, so
It's like 90% alcohol.
yep. So you have
Jeez.
like 6 days of rations on you.
All alcohol, all liquid dinners.
Nope, it's not all alcohol. some of there's food. There's some food in it. All right. So Dunstan, you're carrying that out.
Yep.
Gene, you're searching.
Yes.
Brings you past this place.
There's lots of treasure and gold and things of valuable natures in here.
Yes, you see a lot of that. Like a lot. I'm sure
is
it
there-
makes your merchant senses tingle.
My merchant senses are tingling. Can I? This is a thing I'm actually really good at. If I'm just cursorily looking around in here, can I roll appraise to see if I can find anything like in particular, like one or two items that stand out as being particularly fancy in here?
Yeah, like use
yeah.
appraise to find the good loot from the trash.
Sure.
That's one of the best facets of my game.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Being that you are a merchant.
Yeah. Yeah, you find a bunch of berry. There's a lot of raw berry lying around in bills
Yeah.
and such, but
I'm looking for like stuff that could be the most berry concentrated in the smallest pieces. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean?
Yes. You definitely find a couple of those pieces. You know, you think they'd go for. Let me just. Maybe like 500,000 berry.
And like, are these like jewelry, jewels?
Yeah,
Like, what
they're
kind of
like
stuff?
pearl necklaces, some kind of fancy, you know, bracelets and things like that. There's even a crown, but that one's a little cheap.
Some kind of fancy swirly fruit.
Perhaps not. There is not a fancy.
That was meant completely as a joke.
No fancy swirly fruit.
So
but you find
how many of those do I find?
I will roll. Let's see. You find 3 of those.
3 things that are worth roughly 500,000.
Yep. You also find a couple
treasures.
different books. One on devil
Hey!
fruits.
All right, that's what I was looking for because I know you mentioned he had one of those.
Yeah, it seems like he
people were talking
kept a collection here. A
All right,
very
that's
small
the-
collection, but a collection. The other books are like about the great pirates of old, and like there's like a book about the found treasures of the world.
I mean, that's the stuff that I'm really interested in. So I will grab both of those. I mostly want the books, so I'll grab definitely the 2 books on devil fruit. I'll grab the 2 that you just mentioned, a few gems for the road, and then try and form up with everyone.
Alrighty. And no, devil fruit don't spoil, to my knowledge. They're kind of.
I mean, I just figured, like,
Maybe
if
they
they're fruit,
do.
do they spoil and just, like, be recreated somewhere else?
Can I hit you with a theory on this one,
Okay.
Alex?
Yes.
The answer is absolutely they spoil. Every single devil fruit people eat is like 500 years old and they taste really bad. So
Amazing. Perfect. Love it.
and I go and like I try and find everyone.
All right. So as you're running down the
Sonny has been running forever to find someone, so.
Yeah, as you all are, Dunstan and Jean and Sunny, as you're all running through the halls, you definitely start hearing the sounds of shouts coming from certain directions.
Oh no! Captain! Captain!
Jean, you hear a very sheepish voice calling out for you.
I run towards it.
All right. Dunstan, their voice is yelling at one direction, and like a tiny lost child calling for his captain.
Oh,
I fight you,
Dunstan really wants to go towards the voices. Really wants to. He'll go towards the lost child.
All right.
I'll fight you too, Dunstan!
All right. So, Jean, Sunny, and Dunstan, you all meet up. Dunstan looks like a crate right now because it is big.
Excuse me, sir, have you seen my friend Dunstan?
He's hiding behind the crates. Sonny,
Oh, I couldn't see him!
I don't hide.
Sonny, we were told that we heard there's some kind of ship that these pirates own. It's in a dock underground somewhere. We're
Oh,
looking
yeah, I
for
just kind of came from there.
Oh,
Tilly's hurt. We need to hurry back.
yeah, we're getting out of here.
Yeah, they're like, I'm pretty sure they're Marines. We should
Yep,
probably go.
we're same page. Let's move.
All right. With Sunny leading the way, it won't take you too long. Sunny, can you roll me like a navigator wisdom? Just to see how fast you're...
It won't take too long.
It won't take too long.
Can I correct his directions if he goes wrong?
You don't know where it is.
With his incredible
I
navigator
can
instincts.
kind of guess which
Or
way that.
wisdom. This will determine how bad it is.
I do think it's wisdom.
If it's navigate, it's int.
Oh, well, it's
But I mean, if he starts going upstairs, I'll definitely stop him.
All right.
Int?
I think so.
That's actually really good for Sunny.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Sunny, you have no problem leading them straight
Someone's life, a girl's life is in danger.
to the hidden docks. As you guys enter, you see basically a giant room with a ship docked at it. It looks a little dilapidated, but
You also see an unconscious guy with a bunch of swords around him.
yes, he has some swords very dramatically sticking up around him. He's dramatic even asleep.
What? This guy's a swordsman. He looks way more fun to fight than the person I had.
Honestly, he was just annoying and he wasn't a true swordsman. He didn't respect his swords.
Huh? Oh. Well, I guess I had the better deal after all.
You did. I hated fighting him. I had to clean my sword afterward.
Jean, you're here too.
I had to clean my sword, not because to wipe the blood away to keep it from rusting, but because his blood is so filthy and dirty.
Exactly.
I felt grimy with it on.
Exactly.
Perfect.
The blood of a coward. All right, let's get moving.
All right.
Where does this is there like a visible exit?
Yeah, it's up to like over here-ish, kinda. It's definitely out this way to the darker parts.
So we're in like a big cavern right now, and then there's
yes.
like a tunnel of water, or can
Yeah.
we see like outside into the open ocean from here?
You can faintly see some light from at the end of a long tunnel.
Okay.
We're going to have to sail around to the docks and go find Stradivarius.
Oh dear. It might be easiest for... I completely forgot about that. It might be easiest for one of us to go back the way we came through the sewers and then get him out of the sewers.
Well, I am very quick. I could
And-
probably do that.
You
And
hear
then meet us
voices
around on
starting
the
to
side
come
of the
down the
island.
hallway.
We might not have time for that.
Charging the docks it is!
Alright. Dunstan boards the ship. Sunny boards the ship, and I assume Jean does as well?
Yes, yes.
Even though Gene's token is not on here.
Yeah,
Oh, right,
Jean.
I can do that.
Welcome to
Grandma.
the ship!
Huzzah! A ship!
Yep, it's the most
Millie
basic-
will jump and hug Pete.
Oh goodness.
I've adventured on this ship before,
Now I'm the big one.
No,
Oh,
you're not the
falling
big
in.
one no mores.
or rather, I've run adventures on this ship before.
Shh. It's
With
common
tears
shit.
with tears in her eyes, she will call you grandmother.
What?
Grandmother?
Grandma.
Alright.
Don't say what
Because
they
she
are.
doesn't yet know what a grandpa is.
Oh jeez. I'm gonna drag Tilly onto one of the beds, which is really more of a hammock, but
Probably a good idea. It's better than leaving her standing upright.
Oh, this is a nice ship.
alright.
Kylie, did anything happen while I was away for like 2 minutes?
No, everything's a-okay.
Good. The Marines are coming. We need to like get this going.
All right. I don't know how to sail a ship.
Neither do I. Who was our sailor?
I know how to sail a ship,
Oh, good, perfect. Captain.
and Dunstan knows how to navigate.
Yes.
Hoist the mains,
Are
the
you
cut
on
of
the
the
top?
jib.
Are you on the top deck or are you below decks?
I'm on the top.
Alright.
I'm doing all of the things that one would do. I imagine I'm manipulating a lot of ropes.
Okay. Give me a sailing roll, Dunstan.
Yeah, you're
You give me a
doing
navigate
all
roll,
of this while Millie is attached
or rather
to
another
you.
sailing roll to see if you can pilot it. Yeah, you're fine. All right. Yeah, that's fine. All right. Jean battens the hatches. Not really. He does the saily things. He pulls down things and
I fire up the mizzen.
yes, the mizzen. Dunstan actually steers the ship through the tunnel. As you start sailing away, you see men in white uniforms, Marines, burst through the opening that you guys just left. They're like, wait, blah, blah, like that.
Bye. We're leaving.
We didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, what the captain said. Bye.
Stop!
We actually didn't do anything wrong.
You'll never catch the old man pirates!
The old
We're not the old man pirates. We're not pirates.
Wait, we're pirates?
We're not pirates. I was about to go along with that for a moment. We're not pirates. We're sea adventurers. And I'm not an old man. I mean, I'm an old man.
Are you yelling this out to clear it out? To
No,
clear
that was
We're
regular
the
voice
man
conversation
pirates
as I'm
adventurers.
rushing
Get
around
it
and,
right.
and doing ropes and stuff.
Okay. Well,
the old man pirates.
okay. Well, you all make it out of the cave, and you find yourselves not here. But actually, I have a different map, better map for this. Give me a second. You sail around towards the docks. The Marine ships are actually still moored at the harbor. You can't, it seems like they haven't really left.
Someone find out if this ship has cannons!
And, on the docks waiting for you is a very concerned
Oh, wonderful.
looking Triceratops. And, you see him pacing back and forth on the shore. There's also some other people.
I'm sorry, if only I could stretch out my arms and reach over to that Triceratops.
Yeah, that sounds like.
You should pull up beside it and see. He can jump, right? Can he jump? He can't jump, can he?
No,
You got mad hops, right?
he does not
I
have
feel
that.
like
can jump
getting
like
him onto
two-
this ship would
he can-
be a labor of time.
He can jump like 2 or 3 stories, right?
Totally. And there's actually a bunch of people on the docks with him. And
Are these people that are familiar? These are just miscellaneous civilians, right?
yes, miscellaneous civilians.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean, all of them look completely normal.
Pretty sure Trikes can probably swim.
Yes, all of them look completely normal. So, what are you guys doing?
Heading towards those docks, of course.
Okay.
Can't leave Terra!
Larry.
Exactly.
And as you head towards the docks, Snuffleupagus notices you, and he looks really happy, and he like wiggles his feet and gets up on his hind legs.
We're here to rescue you! Samantha!
As you approach the docks, the crowd closes in, but you know where you might have expected some hostility, maybe. You actually see a bunch of them smiling at you.
Huh?
And as you hurry over,
Where are the Marines? Are there like Marines like chilling at the docks here right now?
there aren't actually.
Okay.
Damn.
good. Then yeah, we'll go up hurriedly, and I don't think we're dropping anchor. I think we're just bringing up the sails, trying to get as close as we can, and
Yep.
I guess we'd have to drop anchor to like get any platform stable enough to get a Triceratops onto our ship.
Wait a minute, is one of these people, actually, I wouldn't know this, but, Dunstan might, is one of the people the person that was rescued from the dungeon? Actually, we would know this, we were all there.
Yeah, you actually recognize one of the people there as the guy you rescued from the dungeon.
Is he paying his taxes, though?
You can't tell from this distance. You're not at Paxting distance.
Is he paying his taxes?
Tax paying distance.
Yes.
Is the ship that we're on big enough to hold a T-Rex?
A T-Rex?
It's not a T-Rex.
I'm sorry, a
it's
Triceratops.
Important questions. Are we going to
But
revolve
an
our-
unrelated question. I'm just curious if we ever got a T-Rex. Is it big enough to hold a Triceratops?
Are we building a menagerie of dinosaurs? Because I'm totally okay with this.
Same.
It looks like it might be big enough if he stays on the top deck. He can't fit below decks.
Nose Ark.
we need
Let's
to-
Nose Ark this shit with
Yeah,
a
we need
bunch
to-
of dinosaurs.
We need to change the ship to make it dinosaur accessible.
Just change the ship name to Noah's Ark. Who's Noah?
Don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Filler character or something.
Totally.
As we're getting closer, I walk over to Dunstan very seriously, and say, "Now, when we get up there, you have to give Winston an opportunity to choose to stay here on the island that he's known. The sea's going to be a very difficult place, I imagine, and the room on this ship is small. So, if that's not something that he's up for, then you took away all of his family from him. I think a happy life is the least you could offer him." Agreed.
So you,
Fine, I
Telling
get it.
him that-
But that dinosaur is a warrior. I'm sure he'll come with us. He really wants to see the sea in his heart.
I love it.
So we go up.
All right, you drop anchor next to the docks. The man you rescued comes over to the side and says, "Hey, thank you."
Hello? You're welcome.
you're
We're right here,
welcome.
you don't have to yell.
He's shouting up
Uber.
to you, essentially.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I went to something other than this.
We found your friend here, and he was waiting really anxiously by the docks. Did you do it? Did you beat him?
Yeah, he's been defeated, I think, probably. I mean, old man's still here, so... Or, actually, not an old man anymore, but...
Yeah,
It's here, so...
he's been defeated.
In anime, if you're over 20, you're old.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
true. Anyway, God. Anyway, we brought some supplies for you. And a couple of the crowd come come up with like boxes of food and like perhaps dinosaur feed.
Oh, awesome!
Well, I wonder.
They have dinosaur feed on an island that thought dinosaurs were extinct?
It's
Man,
not
they are
really-
prepared.
It's like oats and stuff.
It says horse on feed on the side of it, but the horse is crossed off and just
And
a
it's
dinosaur.
sloppily written on it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
perfect.
So Sunny definitely helps bring the supplies up, which is surprising considering how small he is, but he does it with relative ease.
The Marines are looking out for you guys, you know? You should hurry up on your way, but, how are you gonna get this big fella on your boat?
We were hoping there would be a gangplank here, a big one.
Uh,
Does the ship have one? I assume the ship has a gangplank, but not a Triceratopsy one.
Okay, yeah, not a Triceratopsy one.
Does anyone have a few gangplanks?
He talks to a couple of the people, and some of them run off to go fetch it. And he,
How close are we to the docks?
I would say you're like, let me draw it. You're like here-ish.
Well, within jumping distance.
Yeah, you're within jumping distance.
And someone like to jump onto the docks.
Can Dunstan just carry him onto the ship?
Oh my
Gonna
god.
throw him on there.
Oh my gosh.
You know that's a dinosaur, right?
Alright,
Exactly.
Give me
He can do it.
Give me a jump.
Huzzah!
Let's assume you even make it over there.
Oh my god. You've made it!
He made it over there.
Cool jump.
No.
Perfect. I'll do it. Flip.
Or you do a very dramatic flip and you stick the landing. The guy standing beside Chewie looks at you amazed.
oh, that's amazing! But, they're going to get gangplanks right now.
Listen up, Pax. He pats the dinosaur. Where we're going is going to be dangerous. So what do you say? Do you want to go on a real adventure? Or do you want to stay on a boring island like this?
He thinks about it for a second. He even taps one of his
Millie is currently waving at him.
his little feet. And then he sees Millie, and then he nods profusely.
Perfect! Now show your warrior spirit. I'm going to throw you over to the ship.
Same. Please don't break the ship we just got.
Do it. Do it.
Time to throw a dinosaur.
Okay.
I'm
Roll.
certain he can manage it.
Yeah, give me a strength check. You're gonna need a high one. Yeah, so you get under Winston here, and he tries to like help you by like hopping up onto his back legs, but you just can't. You know, he's really been on the oats. Or
What the hell? Have you been eating too much? You're so fat!
Don't fat shame Samantha.
and he turns his head away and covers his face with one like dinosaur foot.
It's okay, Jacob. I know you can do it.
In a second, these guys come back with a pretty big gangplank, big enough for Eloise here and Dunstan to get up, and they go ahead and put it on. Yeah, it's like this big.
Perfect. We're keeping that.
Okay.
When the gangplank comes down, I want to briskly walk over to the guy that we saved, who's chilling on the dock still, right?
Yep, he's still there.
The old king, he's not dead, but he's unconscious within the castle, as well as most of his top men. If you want to take back your island here, now is the chance. And when you ask the Marines for help, as I'm sure you'll do shortly, we'd appreciate if you downplay our involvement in the event.
Oh, not to worry, not to worry. I'll sing your praises to the Marines for sure. They won't
Maybe
chase you
not-
down.
Maybe
That's
not
right.
sing our praises as opposed to.
Yeah,
who
that's
were
right.
those-
Tell them to
who were
fear the
those
old mad
mysterious
pirates.
Strangers. We didn't get a look at any of their faces or remember any distinguishing details about them.
The old man pirates.
I'm telling you, Dustin. No, first of all, Dustin hasn't. Dustin isn't wrong. We're the vampire sea adventurers.
Vampire Sea Adventurers?
Vampirates?
Vampires?
There's nothing.
And then Eileen just perks up.
Yeah, she like peeks up from underdogs. Someone call me?
This is the best.
The bottom line was, we were never here, and we appreciate your help with the big fella.
Dunstan! Jean, give me competing diplomacy rolls.
Okay.
Millie is supporting the pirate bit. Oh shit.
I was rooting for you, but I'm gonna tie with people, I guess.
Alright. He nods to Eugene and he's like, well, alright. If you're sure.
I'm very certain.
Then alright. We really appreciate what you've done for us. You even discovered the long-lost dinosaurs on our island. We had no idea. We'll make a whole bit of it. It'll be the greatest tourist attraction this side of the red line.
Make sure to treat them humanely, though. And if you're going to cook them, I have a few recipes if you want to write it down.
I love that you say treat them humanely, and then you offered a way to cook them in the same breath.
Of course.
These dinosaurs are our pride and joy, son. We can't be doing that.
Weren't there like 50 dinosaur meat shops when we got here?
Yeah.
there
I
were
believe
like a
those
lot
were
of
false, though.
Yeah, those were not real dinosaur meat.
What was the giant? I just ask. I assume that is that shopkeeper still around?
I mean, you can ask the guy. He might
Yeah.
know.
What was that giant chunk of meat? It seemed like a whole leg.
That was a giant. That was from the herd of giant or the flock of giant chickens that live on top of that mountain there.
So
Giant chickens.
chickens live here, but you didn't believe that dinosaurs lived here?
Captain, we can't leave here yet.
One piece.
I want to go see a chicken.
And that will be a story for another time. I think we need to get a move on. Perhaps we'll be able to see one flying out at sea if they're big enough.
Chickens can't fly.
They can fly short distances for a quick spurt, I believe.
I think so. I'm gonna roll. Can I roll knowledge nature?
Sure.
I think I'm just right. I don't know if that's even a nature. I think
I'm
chickens.
pretty sure you are, but
You've never heard of these giant chickens, but normal chickens can fly short distances.
I've never heard of the giant chickens, but I know that normal chickens can fly short distances.
Well, they're quite.
Interesting. I wonder how they vary. I'd be most interested to document their difference.
Well,
Johnson is just going to start rambling about chickens.
Meanwhile, Jeremy over here has snuck his way up the gangplank and onto the deck of the ship and is bumping Millie for like some love and attention.
Oh, great. He's on.
And Millie is giving it.
As soon as he's back aboard, once everyone else is back aboard, Sonny's gonna lift the gangplank onto the ship and then fold it up nice and neat.
Okay. It's a pretty big gangplank, but with your folding powers, it's no problem.
It becomes small.
Yep, you can fit it in your pocket. It's really heavy, but you can fit it in your
I'm
pocket.
not gonna fit it in my pocket. I'm gonna like find a small box on the ship and put it on there.
Alright. Sounds good. And as you all board up, the townsfolk wave to you enthusiastically. You have a safe trip now! Safe
Goodbye.
travels! Thank you!
Try not to be ruled over by another jerk like that.
Wow. And you guys sail into the South Blue
Was
on your
there
new ship.
Was there a blockade?
There was one that the king put up.
Oh, but not a marine one.
Nope. It seems like that blockade has cleared out, actually.
Okay, wonderful. So we can just fly.
Yeah, you can go. The seas
Okay,
are clear.
Sail.
Also,
We can do
I should
that.
ask this now so I can update the hold. How much food and water and stuff we get?
All right, let me do a rollio. So Dunstan had got
I
pillaged.
already put Dunstan's ones in the hold.
All right. And the villagers were feeling real grateful, so they gave you 20 extra days.
I'm guessing of both food and water.
Yep.
Awesome.
20 days worth?
Yeah. I crit on the
That's
food
really good
roll.
stuff right there.
How much money did Gene get?
You
besides the
also have
books?
20 days of dinosaur food.
Okay. Cool.
I currently have, with all of the, including the, should I convert that to berry or should I keep that as 3 objects?
You have to sell it, so
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to just have that as an abstraction or
No.
you wanted to do the RP on the selling.
I mean,
so in
you
that
can
case,
do 1.5 million berry worth of treasure, essentially.
Okay. We currently have in total 3.5. My total berry that I have listed here is 3,530,000 berry
Okay.
because we
Yeah.
sold the boat before.
Why don't you mark that
or we
down
got
in
the
the
money
hold?
back on the boat. Oh, do we have like a
Yeah.
group?
Yeah, you have a group inventory.
Yeah, the hold is where I have all of the stuff that's usually kept on the ship, including berry, the food, water, dinosaur food, and anything that we find while traveling.
It's in a handout with all the character sheets.
Okay, so actually, is that 16? Is that berry that you wrote
That's-
down from before when the boat?
Yeah, that's from before
Okay, in that
we
case-
got everything on the boat.
Let me write it different.
All right.
And you found
You
3
found some
pieces
books.
of.
So we're there now, and I just have. I'll just keep my 30,000 personally.
All right. And you also have some books that you might want to put down there.
Some books, yes.
Yes.
There were, I believe, was it just 1 or 2 books on devil fruits? It was just 1, right?
1 book on devil fruits and 2 books, or I think 2 other books, Mysteries of the Found Treasures of the World and something else. You probably also found a journal. Like a ship's log, almost.
On this boat when we got on it.
Yeah.
Great. I'm just gonna be recording that for a second. I'll mute while I'm typing, so you don't have to hear me type while.
Yeah, no worries. You putting those in the hold?
I am, yeah.
Okay. So now you guys have set sail. Dunstan, care to give me a lovely sailing roll to see?
Sure. If you're gonna trust me with sailing the ship. 22.
Yep. It's a pleasant day. The sun is shining. You guys are on your way. I believe it was like midnight when you actually conducted that raid. So it's actually starting to be dawn. Yeah.
We got plenty of sleep before, so.
Yep.
Sort of a romance done.
Yeah, sort of a romance dawn. It's really peaceful, and the sun is just peeking over the horizon, doing that thing where the sky is pink and blue and pretty.
Has Tilly woken up?
Yeah, she has.
Millie would be feeding her food now.
Okay.
What is our ship called? Did it have a name on like the? I assume it had like a tag on the back.
It did have a tag on the back.
It's the old man. What you talking about?
Yeah, it's the old man, clearly.
The old man in the sea.
Nah, it's the the ship is called the Tyranny.
We're gonna have to change that.
So on the nose.
Yeah, seems like King Boy was a fan of his own name.
Tyrannical.
Yeah. Well, his name was Tyrannus, so
Fucking.
he's a little conceited.
And as Tilly wakes up and you're there with food, she's like, Where are we? Millie?
Oh, good. You've woken up. We're on our own boat. We left the island a few hours ago. You were knocked out because of our fight. I'm so glad you're safe. And she immediately hugs her,
Oh my god.
crying.
Alright.
Just drops the food she was holding.
Alright. And she's like, Whoa, it's okay. I'm okay.
I don't know what I would do without you. And she just squeeze.
You silly girl. And Tilly pets you on your head. Yeah, but I'm fine. It wasn't that bad. Well, I mean, it was bad. What happened after? Where did we get this ship?
Millie will pull back, sniffing, doing that, clearing her sinuses, sniffing.
Yeah.
And she says, we got it from, the bad guy.
Oh.
Eileen and the little kid found it.
Oh. Sonny. You know he's not really a little kid.
What? Oh, I'll make sure to remember that.
Alright. He's from the... He looks like he's from the Tanada tribe, or was related to them at least. Did I tell you about them?
No?
I thought I'd read you stories about the little people, or do you not remember that? It was a while ago.
I guess I don't remember.
Well, I'll tell you a couple stories, okay?
Okay.
And
She picks up the food and tries to offer it to her.
yes, Tilly will take it. Meanwhile, Sonny is cooking breakfast down in the kitchen, which is... yeah, this is the kitchen.
It's so nice. I kitchen all to myself.
Yes, the counters are a little high, but it is your kitchen.
And I have a stool somewhere, or boxes to use as a stool.
Yep, there are a lot of boxes and barrels around here. What are the rest of you doing?
After getting tired of steering, Dunstan's going to head down and go, "Hey, Johnson, take the wheel for a while. I'm going to go take a nap." And head down to take a nap.
The Triceratops takes the wheel. He doesn't actually do anything except stick his horn in it to stop it from moving.
Triceratops takes the wheel is my new favorite bumper sticker.
Try to take the wheel.
Let Triceratops take the wheel.
Of course.
Have faith.
Eileen comes up to you, Jean, and smiles at you. Thank you again, Captain.
Thank you, Eileen. Welcome to the crew.
It's gonna be really fun. I can already tell.
I hope it will be. But for now, I think I'm pretty exhausted. I think I'm gonna go to bed. I recommend you get some rest too.
Oh,
You don't have
I'll
any
help you
problems.
treat your injuries, actually. If you're hurt.
That would be nice, thank you. You don't have a problem with... No, never mind. I know the answer to my question.
This,
I was going to ask if you had any issues with daylight, and that I've seen you out in the day plenty of times, so...
Oh, no, the sun's fine.
and she'll lead you downstairs, I guess, if you're going downstairs.
Yeah, absolutely.
This would be the captain's cabin over here.
I will crash.
Alright. She'll see to your wounds and then find a spot for herself.
I think actually today, though, Jean just kind of like brings a couple pieces of cloth and sleeps up on the top of the deck.
Oh, okay. cloth? Like,
I just something to put his head on, so he's not sleeping on hardwood
all right.
completely.
You sleep on the top deck.
He's
After
used
a
to
moment or
ground
two,
and rocks anyway.
you feel some very tentative stamping. It's like a small earthquake. And then you feel like something being dragged over you, and then you hear very, very hasty stamping away. As
I imagine Gene's like completely awake and aware of what was happening, but just kind of pretends like he didn't notice and just kind of curls up under the
yes,
whatever he put over me.
he
Blanket,
put
presumably.
some kind of tarp over you.
That's sweet.
There wasn't much on deck, but he found something.
And I go to bed.
All right. And Millie, for as long as you want, Tilly will tell you stories about tiny people and that ride bugs and tiny tiny contraptions and how some of them can fly on beetles and such.
Yes, he will happily listen till, I guess, late in the night, and eventually
Late
just
into the afternoon, rather, but yes.
and then eventually crawl into her bed and sleep with her.
Okay. She won't stop you.
So basically, Sonny is preparing breakfast, but I'm sure he peeks out occasionally and sees everyone's basically going to sleep. So he's prepping a breakfast for later,
Alright.
so something that's gonna kind of marinate for a bit.
Alrighty. And I think this is a good point to take our break if everyone's ready. And welcome to the stream, everyone who came. We're really happy that you support us, but we're going to be taking a break. We'll be back in 10. Alright?
Alright.
Bye.
Hey everyone, we're back with more One Piece. Where we left off, everyone was getting some pretty well-deserved rest.
Jean wakes up very early and cleans and organizes the whole ship.
I mean, it was early when you went to bed.
That's fair.
Early relative to the amount of time. Like, he doesn't sleep a super long time.
That's fair.
He's just a light sleeper.
So you probably wake up in the late afternoon. All you guys really need is a nap.
Yeah. Sonny, after having his very short nap, comes back to finish up preparing his food. I guess it's kind of more lunch now than it is breakfast, but he still made it for that purpose.
All right. And as you come out, there's a couple tables here and here.
I will set them. And of course, bring some chow up to our Tyrannoboy.
You mean the Triceratops? Who's taking
No,
the...
his name is Tyrannoboy. His name is Tyrannoboy.
I see.
If Tilly's good enough to walk, she'll help her.
Yeah.
Millie will help her get to the table.
Yeah, Tilly's feeling a lot better. She walks over to the table and sits down. What are we having for breakfast?
Okay, so we have a bunch of spices, veggies, berries, and some other food-related stuff. So I figured he'd probably make some kind of omelet. Omelets.
Omelets?
Omelettes.
Alright.
As a nice change of pace, but some of them have meat beside them.
Alright.
But I know that there are certain people here who only like meat.
Fair enough.
Meat.
This looks excellent. Thank you, son.
Glad. I hope you can enjoy.
Glad you're not at the table, Captain. Eileen
I'm not.
comes out and sits
am
at the other
I would
table.
be sitting over here after setting the tables.
I see.
Oh,
Definitely
you guys
for no
physically.
specific reason.
Yeah.
This is really good, Sonny.
I'm glad you like it. I made it real special, and he does the finger thing.
Yeah,
I like that
guess.
we have a large table we can sit at, but we choose to be separated.
Yeah, I guess it's okay.
So,
It's
Captain,
delicious, Sonny.
Yeah, we do have a big table. Why don't we eat it up here at the big table?
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Go ahead.
Dude, this is super awkward.
Yeah, the other way is way too awkward.
Here we go. That's just enough seats for everybody, actually.
Yeah.
So I guess this is the whole crew. Because
Aw.
we don't have room for any more of the table, so
We'll get a better ship later. It's fine.
make sure we don't invite anyone else.
wait, Captain, before we get to the Grand Line, though, we need at least one more crew member. We can't go around without having a musician.
What?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
We gotta have someone play music for
What?
these amazing meals.
Alright, are you guys stupid?
That was
Look at her! She's sitting right there! She gestures to Billy sitting in between Dunstan.
I don't know. I
It's
don't know if that
Really
was
is-
a joke. but
Wait,
that
you're a
seemed little
musician?
mean.
I thought you were
Millie
like a mascot or something.
Millie is crying now.
Wait, no!
Millie, I knew you
mean-
were a musician, and I go over and have
I'm
Millie on
just
the
kidding,
back.
Millie. I promise. I made some extra special omelet for you. Here. He cuts up some of his omelet quickly and like folds it into an origami bird.
Eileen very much pouts at Dunstan and Sunny.
Uh,
No, what we need is a shipwright, someone who's familiar with maintenance and things like that. I'm sure I could handle a couple of very simple repairs if we had them, but certainly nothing major.
Well,
Millie
I
will
can do
just
that, so-
eat.
Wait, is Tilly a shipwright?
No, she's not. But she's like, I can handle a little bit of maintenance. Leave it to
Isn't
me,
Dunstan
Captain.
the shipwright?
hammer the wood into the holes. How hard can it be?
Now,
Oh,
Dunstan,
right,
you
you're
better
navigator.
not touch that ship, or else my snake is going up your ass.
Wait, what? I bet I'm an excellent carpenter.
That sounds unpleasant.
I bet I can outship you any day.
Please don't practice on the ship.
Are
while
you
we're sailing.
are you gonna compete with me on shipbuilding?
What?
Next person
You
who
want
argues
a
doesn't
cat
get lunch.
challenge?
Next person who argues doesn't get lunch.
Millie's eating the origami bird.
While they're
Good
talking about
alcohol.
competing at shipbuilding, you see
Yes.
Gene is starting to like tie a bandana around his head and like find like tools in the ship. Also seemingly excited about the idea of competing for shipbuilding.
At least he's not arguing about it.
Well, maybe you guys could try competing to build a ship in a bottle.
And she just like holds up a bottle that she picked up from like the shelf.
What?
Yeah.
That's a terrible waste of a bottle.
But, oh, okay.
No, wait, you're absolutely right. I'll go get some bottles now.
Oh,
Dunstan will go ahead and start emptying some bottles.
Oh, Dunstan.
Oh, that's... Alright, so Dunstan's emptying some bottles.
It's a true waste of a bottle to keep it filled.
It's truer words. Truer words.
So, where are we headed, Captain?
That is a very good question. We have a map. We hadn't discussed any heading after this. It was like we were getting to here because that was the nearest port, and we were trying to find a ship. And now we have a ship, so we're kind of more
Yeah.
like. I guess I would be saying this out loud. Well, we accomplished our first goal, which was to find a ship. So I suppose the South Blue here is our oyster, wherever we want to go.
Do
Do we have a map?
I think we do. I thought I saw it somewhere.
Dunstan has a map.
Oh yeah, Dunstan has a map, but he's emptying some bottles.
In that case, let's look at the map.
Alright, you look at the map. I do not have a map prepared. But it looks like...
Is there a next island?
Yes, there
Okay.
is. You look at the map, you're actually pretty close to the entrance to the Grand Line, quote unquote. There's a big mountain and there seems to be like a river through it, you think?
It must go under the mountain.
Yes, clearly. And there's an island just before that. Seems like... Well, there's an island just before that. I don't know how much information is usually kept on nautical maps, but it seems like
Is there like is there a name, or is it not even?
Yeah, it's called Miserea. And actually, you know Miserea from your time as a merchant.
Okay.
It is kind of the last port of call before people go to the Grand Line.
Sort of the outskirts of the South Blue in a lot of ways.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. From what you know of it, it's big on trade, and it's kind of like it's almost fancy. It's kind of it's really nice.
I bet it's full of smoke.
So this is kind of almost a South Blue Logue town in a sense.
Yeah.
Well, we're headed to the
there's
Grand Line.
Yep. It's pretty much the log town equivalent for the South Blue. It's a little bit fancier. It's a little bit spiffier.
Yeah, it's a nicer town. It sounds like than
Yeah.
the kind of ramshackle of Logue Town. But we're headed for the Grand Line, and it was Misore. Was that what you said? Say it one more time.
Mizurea.
Mizurea. Write that in my notes. Well, we might as well. We might as well get going on it.
All right. Well, your navigator is currently emptying out some bottles.
Maybe he shouldn't drink so much right now, considering he has to be the one that guides us.
I've heard some people get better when they drink.
But we don't know if that's the case for Dunstan.
I guess that's true.
I'm sure it's fine. He can use the bathroom over the side.
How many days' journey is it to Mizureya? Also, how do you spell Mizureya?
Gosh. I'll spell it out for you in the chat. So it's spelled like that.
That is how I guessed it was spelled. Wow.
Yep. Good guess. And, it's actually not too far. It's only like about a week from here.
Okay.
Long
enough to be an old man.
Yeah, long enough to be an old man. But, if you get some good winds, you may get there a little faster. It depends.
On our navigation?
Yes, it depends on our navigation.
We're in your capable hands.
You might say.
Is that a hint of roll navigation?
Well, someone needs to go get you. Eileen's just
Sunny.
Eileen's just enjoying breakfast.
Oh, yum, yum.
Sunny finishes up pretty quickly.
Dunstan!
That's dead.
Sonny, do you have any,
And she leans into your ear and whispers if you have any, like, blood from animals or something.
There's some meat that I keep in blood to keep fresh. I suppose, I mean, I just used some. There might still be a pot laying around with some blood in it.
She looks a little embarrassed when you say it out loud like that.
I mean, I don't say it loudly. She's whispering in my ear, so I would say it quietly back to her.
Alright.
Especially since I was here when she said it.
What we need is a blood bank with volunteers. And when I say volunteers, I mean people who do not leave the blood bank.
So volunteers, quote unquote. Yikes.
And you could have some of Dunstan's blood, but it might make you drunk.
Yeah, it might make her drunk. Eileen will just go down and have some of the vegan blood.
Dunstan.
Yeah. Dunstan's probably on like his second bottle emptying by now.
Alright.
Charting a course.
You don't need to empty any more bottles. We kind of need you to navigate.
Huh? Oh, where are we going? The Grand Line, right?
Not yet.
I'm on it. I'll get us right there.
One more stop before the Grand Line.
Yeah,
It's called the island of Mizureya.
Yeah, that.
Where to?
He's so drunk.
Right now, where to is just a little bit west, and when you sober up, we're going to the island of Mizureya. But just
I can
send
get us there
generally
right
that
now.
way.
I don't need to sober up, Captain.
When you come up
going-
to the top deck, you see Spike Triceratops manning the wheel reliably. He looks very proud of himself.
Great job, Joey.
And he backs away from the wheel and marches down the stairs and curls up in a little ball over here.
Michael, that is incredibly impressive. I give him just like a proud pat on the head. I guess you didn't need to sober up.
No,
Nope.
Dunstan didn't need to sober.
sober up.
Dunstan needed the opposite of sobering.
Exactly.
You spin the wheel, set the course, and you guys are on your way. It takes you a couple days to get there. Is anyone doing anything in particular?
Yeah. I would like to look at that book on devil fruits.
Sure.
While he's doing that, I'm probably prepping meals to make the most out of the food we have.
It seems to be... Gotcha. It seems to be a book about the different kinds of devil fruit. It identifies some of them based on their appearance.
So it doesn't have a lot of it sounds like is information that my character already knows.
I mean, you probably didn't know that specific looking fruit.
Well, like
was
not
that-
like I'm not identifying particular devil fruits, but like in terms of general knowledge or information about them, is, you know, like I already knew what a zoid and a logia and Paramecium
yeah, there's there are some notes in the back that just and like notes in the margins on certain pages that are like you can't tell if it was the king guy or someone else, but they made notes like powers don't match description, this is what they actually do, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
It seems like someone had been researching devil fruits before this fell into the possession of the king.
Okay. Over this kind of the course of this week, as I slowly age, I've just
Reading
kind of,
makes you grow older, kids.
reading. Look at Jean Palsgrave. Reading is terrible for you. I do a lot of reading and try and pull anything I can from it.
Tilly will join you in your reading. She'll read the book about Pirates of the Old World.
In the kind of section on in the sections on the devil fruits that are being named specifically, I'm also like, I am interested in what some of those are, because as much as I'm looking for just general devil fruit stuff, because Gene's ultimate goal is to get rid of his devil fruit power. He's also just like, is there any fruit that looks like it might be able to interact with other devil fruits, or have any like
you do read, and you read up about, if you're looking for that in particular, there is a fruit called, it gives you dark powers. Apparently it has something to do with absorption. Seems a little spooky.
I note that. Actually, can I ask you a meta question?
Mm-hmm.
Is that fruit belong to Blackbeard in this world, or
It is belong to Blackbeard.
Okay, I don't know if like you had other, like, is he the emperor right now? One of the emperors?
Probably. If he's the emperor after a time skip, then yes. My One Piece knowledge is very limited, but I'm trying.
Okay, yes. No, I just want to know if like, I didn't know if there was like an alt timeline. I couldn't remember what we decided on that.
It is sort of an alternate timeline. There may be emperors that you aren't familiar with from the show.
Okay.
To fight Big Papa.
So
fight Big Papa. But
okay. Anyway, I take note of the dark fruit is something I'd be interested in.
If you keep up on the news, you've definitely heard. Keep up on the latest scoop from the news coup. You've definitely heard of Blackbeard.
I think Gene probably actually hasn't, because he's been on an island for.
All right, then you have not been keeping up with the news coup.
I don't know this fool.
Okay.
But anyway, maybe I'll start doing that also on this ride. But that's it. I want to read this book and get as much out of it as I can.
All right, sounds good. What's everyone else doing?
I already told you what Sunny's doing. I also updated the food, water, and dinosaur food for the week.
All right.
Millia's in the crow's nest, just singing her heart out.
Give me a big perform.
Gonna roll a 1.
No, you're it's beautiful. You're in the crow's nest because you're a crow. Sorry.
That was bad, and you should feel bad.
No, you shouldn't. You should never be you should never feel bad about being the punniest person in the room.
It's true. Dunstan, you and Jeremiah are serenaded by Millie's excellent singing. She apparently is a musician.
Perfect. Maybe that will help with me teaching Jeremiah how to navigate and steer.
Oh my god, really?
Yep, that's what Thunder's doing.
Okay.
Pretty sure Jericho needs to eat a human fruit and become our chopper.
Apparently. I will roll a d20. Yes, he is nodding. He seems to be getting some of it.
Perfect.
He can't really handle the compass or do anything with the navigation tools, but he kind of gets it.
By the time we're done on this journey, he will be an expert navigator.
What a wonderful Triceratops navigator. Okay. Goodness.
Alright, so that's Tilly's reading. Eileen's going to be doing doctor things.
Guys, is it Triceratops our helmsman?
I think it is.
Yes, yes, he is.
Eileen's gonna be setting up a medical ward over in this area.
Honestly, guys, I can't wait until we get like raided by pirates or something. They come up to attack the helmsman just to realize it's a Triceratops.
Amazing. Alright, so if there's nothing else you guys want to do, after a few more days, please subtract like 5 days of rations.
The total
that
I
work
subtracted
such
was
that-
7
Yeah.
because you said it was a week away.
Oh yeah, but sure. 7 days for 6 people.
Well, I did specifically. I wrote it as specifically days of food. I figured that was counting
That's
as
fair.
everyone
That's
or
fair.
what.
That's fair enough. 7 days of food for everyone, and then 7 days of dinosaur food.
Oh, so a day of
Which I
food
did mark.
is to feed the full crew, not to feed one person.
Right.
Oh, okay. We're much better off.
That's
than I
why.
thought we were.
That's the way I wrote it, at least. Like, because you said days of food, and I'm like,
I
guess
get
it got for everyone.
I mean, I'm not one for micromanagement of resources, so whatever makes it easier for everyone. Alright. And one day, on the horizon, you see an island off in the distance. Spike here notices it and definitely starts bumping you and nuzzling you, Dunstan. Give me spot
Wow.
checks, whoever's on the top deck. Yep, you both see it. Gosh, it looks like a pretty fancy city from even this far away. It's a pretty small island, but it's definitely land ho.
Great job, Captain. This is a great place to pillage.
You won't be doing any pillaging. We're just here to learn a little bit more about the Grand Line and make sure that we're fully prepared before we set for it.
Can we go shopping? I need some medical supplies.
Yeah, we have to sell those things anyway, right, Captain?
Yes, I'd like to go and fence those jewels I found.
That sounds like a great idea, Captain.
We could also pick up more food for the journey. Ooh, maybe some raw stuff so I can make some real good food.
Oh, this is a port town. I bet they have the fresh stuff.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm sure they do. Oh, that reminds
we'll
me.
get something living for you.
Eileen. Yeah, I'll. He whispers into her ear. I'll take care of the blood feed.
Okay. Thank you, Sonny.
Thumbs up.
And with that, you all enter the town. There are some docks, but it's a pretty... Let me take you to the page. It's a pretty fancy city. There's canals with smaller boats.
Oh,
through it.
wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big Gene in the city.
Big Gene in the city.
Little Sonny in the city. Little Sonny with
Big
a chance.
Sonny in the city. What are you
Yeah.
talking?
Big
Yeah.
Sonny in the city.
What are you?
Big
Massive
Sonny in the
Sonny.
city.
It me, King Kong.
You're smaller now.
We're still all very big.
It's
in the
fine.
grand scheme of things.
The grand scheme of things, it's fine.
It's just because we're main characters, so our heads are big.
Truly.
Big head mode.
I haven't been here in quite a long time.
You've been here before?
In my younger days, I came through a couple times. We didn't make a lot of deliveries here to the outskirts, so I can't say I went around the city. Most of my time was just stopping in at port and unloading things, but I've seen some of the sights. The architecture here is impressive.
Deliveries? You were some kind of delivery boy?
I was a merchant. Back in my younger days, yes.
Oh,
I guess really it's just sort of a glorified delivery boy that works for himself.
What did you sell?
All manner of things. Cloths and spices and, well, really anything that people need to ship. Tea, oftentimes. Alcohol occasionally, but not often.
What? Not often.
Uh, more prone to pirate attacks if you're a ship that runs around and you'll have a reputation for transporting
I see, that
goods.
makes sense. You are more prone to piracy, huh?
Yes.
Well, I guess that would be a good way to get your goods.
It will be. But, well, let's, disembark. We're, like, right on the docks right now, right?
Yeah.
I want to, actually, can we flash back?
Sure.
This is the thing I wanted to do and I forgot to do. This is as we're coming into port. We probably should have spoken about this earlier, but I don't know how good of an impression it leaves if we are pulling into the docks and registering tyranny. We might want to come up with a name for the ship here.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty good idea.
How about the old man?
I like it.
Guys, come on, we can be more original than that.
What's
The
wrong with
elderly
it?
man?
Impaler!
That
Why
also
would you do that?
Baldy McBugface.
That sounds, a little bit violent also.
The triple
Something,
man extreme!
I
We don't
like,
have three mans, never mind. Double man extreme!
I like the old man. Could we call it Old Man Jenkins, maybe?
Okay, yeah, I like old man Jenkins, let's go with that!
Is that it? Is that the final?
Only if you
I
want
like
to
old
be
man
Captain.
Jenkins too.
I mean, Captain, it's all up to you, of course. It is
No,
your
this
ship,
is-
technically.
I'm the captain, but we all stole this ship together, so it should be.
Wait,
We should name it together.
does this make us pirates?
I don't think so. We stole it from pirates.
So
Wait,
stealing
you don't
from
think
pirates
so?
is fine?
It's more fine. No, I wouldn't say it's fine. I would say it's better than stealing from anyone else.
Well, I like the name Old Man Jenkins.
Okay.
Old Man Jenkins? It is.
What a great name for a ship.
The ship, the old man Jenkins.
Well,
Who's under this mask? It's Old Man Jenkins' ship.
it's gonna be a ship with a lot of personality, I bet you.
I totally, I bet so too, yeah! It's gonna be great!
Someone save this crew from itself.
There is no saving us now.
All right, and as you disembark, you register the Old Man Jenkins at the
Yep,
docks.
I go to the harbor master, take care of standard business, register, name ship, talk about how long we'll be here, that kind of stuff.
Yep. Eileen volunteers. Eileen volunteers to stay behind and look after the ship while you guys go shopping.
Make sure
I
to,
will take care of getting the things she needs. If she writes me a list, especially.
Yeah, she'll write you a list. It's like standard medical supplies, blood bags, things like that, syringes.
And I also figured I would probably carry the money in my tiny bag of folding.
Yes, his bag of folding.
Bag of folding is a good.
It is just the best, guys. I
Um,
could carry all the things. I could carry 1.5 million berry, and it would seem like nothing.
well, it would seem like 1.5. Well, it would seem like 1.5 million berries still, wouldn't it?
It would still be 1.5 million berries, but I could fold it into to where it doesn't look like it.
It would be visually, but it would be as heavy as that.
It would still be as heavy as 1.5
Okay.
million berries, yes.
Fat stacks of cash.
Yep.
Fat stacks.
Quick check-in with everyone. What do we want to buy? What do we need? If we're stocking up for the Grand Line, I mean, obviously food and water and basic rations are important. Is there anything else that...
Well, I'm gonna.
supplies.
medical supplies. Good eye.
Well, I'm going to go research on navigating that place. I hear it's pretty treacherous.
That's a good idea. I was going to recommend also that we learn as much as we can here about the Grand Line before we approach it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll help gather information too, which is a very bad idea because he's incredibly gullible, but he's willing to help.
Oh boy. Alright,
Well, he's going to learn that the Grand Line can only be navigated through cheese.
Alright. You guys head off in your respective directions, I suppose.
Yeah, Gina's going to sell some stuff.
Alright.
There's a minor shopping errand to do.
Alright, first we'll do Dunstan. Dunstan, you go to what essentially amounts to like a shop for navigators. They've got like sextants and all kinds of sorts of navigation tools, maps for sale, things like that.
Millie is going with Sunny and Eileen.
Eileen stayed back.
Eileen's not coming. She's staying back.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, then
But I have a
Millie's
list of things I need for her.
Millie is wandering around talking to people and trying to convince them to give her money.
Oh god. Tilly is gonna chaperone you, I guess.
You know, you don't have to try to convince people to give you money. I've heard that if you like, you're a musician, so you're probably used to playing music and singing and stuff. Maybe if you have like a box or something and you perform, maybe people will just give you money without you having to ask.
Oh,
He
no.
takes a
Oh no.
overly deep breath in surprise and like, I could do that, and then she runs off,
Basically, become a street performer.
finding the largest group of people she can find.
Alright, give me a spot check. Oh my gosh. You find a huge crowd of people in the middle of a plaza. There's a big fountain in the center of it. What do you do, Millie?
She climbs on that fountain,
Okay.
and then she starts singing.
Please roll me a perform.
Kind of want you to roll a 1.
Damn it. Alas.
That was also kind of hoping for.
Oh, that was a low roll. That was only a 7.
Yeah, but she has a plus 12 to sing,
Yeah.
so you know.
Big.
So,
Big plus.
some people gather around. I'm sure you're singing about wanting an adventure in the great wide somewhere, and like, you want it more than you can tell. Things like that.
Yeah. You know, I'm singing about a wise old man, an almost dead sister, a small yappy boy,
Yappy boy?
or
Rude.
it comes out as yappy, but she meant spirited. And
Sure. That's just
and
a flowery word for yappy.
and a strong man with a halberd who can beat up anyone.
Yeah, you attract a sizable crowd, and some of them do toss some berry at you.
Now, are they throwing Barry into the water?
No, not into the water, but like at your feet in front of the fountain.
She is very giddy at this.
Okay. Dunstan, you find yourself in a navigation shop. It's got all sorts of navigation tools, all sorts of things like that. And grizzled old shopkeep greets you as you enter.
Greetings, grizzled little shopkeep.
Oh my god. Well, what can I do you for?
What might one need if they were, say, to go navigating on a certain patch of sea that's a little treacherous than others, and might, say, be called Grant?
He strokes his beard. I think I might be understanding what you be saying. You're an intrepid...
Really?
You're an intrepid young man to be going there. You know, most people don't come back alive from the Grand Line.
Really? Maybe we shouldn't go. I mean, yes. Absolutely. That's where we go.
Are you sure? He looks at you a little concerned.
Ha! We'll be fine. I mean, we've got like a dinosaur and everything on our sides.
Well, if you're sure. Be navigating one of those, you'll need, one of these. And he opens a book to a page where there's like a picture of a little bracelet type thing that has a globe and a compass inside of it.
What's this? Some kind of weird jewelry? I hope you're not trying to scam me, old man. Or woman.
Old man.
Whichever. Old man.
There you go. It's like, no, this is for real. This here's a log pose. You're gonna need one if you're gonna hope to get anywhere in the Grand Line.
Log pose? What does that do?
Points you to the next island. You see, it's magnetically... Every island in the Grand Line has a magnetic field to it. And, boy, are you awake?
What?
Come on, pay attention. This is important.
Right.
So, long and short of it is this. The log post sets to every island on the Grand Line points you to a new one. If you try to go anywhere without a log post, you'll probably end up kissing your asses goodbye.
Well, that sounds pretty important. Hudson would like to roll insight, because he doesn't trust anyone.
Sure. Sense motive,
Or
please?
sense mode. Yeah.
He seems to be quite genuine.
Well, do you have one of these things?
Well, they're kind of hard to come by, you know.
Ah, don't give me that. I'm sure you've got loads of them just sitting around. Clever old man like you. I bet you can get from as many as you wanted.
Please roll diplomacy, you flatterer.
Well, not the crit this time.
Yeah, not the crit this time. But he's like, well, I don't. It's gonna cost you a pretty penny.
How much of a pretty penny?
Let me look up the price for logos. Yeah. Where are the item prices? I think they're listed in there, right?
I believe they are listed in here. Let's see if we can't find it.
I'm not sure.
It's 50,000 berry.
Yeah. All right. So
There's
he's gonna.
also yeah, it can get real expensive.
Yeah.
I assume that Dunton's been entrusted with some of the money.
I mean, you were gonna go shopping, so I assume.
Yeah, you were trusted with some of the money. Probably like I don't know, like he didn't exactly know where you were gonna go, so he probably gave you like 250 to 300,000 of the berry.
Oh yeah.
The old man pulls out a box from underneath the counter and opens it, and it is in fact a log pose. It says, "These are hard to find and come by on this side of the this side of the calm belt. Yeah, I can't go any lower than 100,000 berry."
What? That's outrageous. It's just a snow globe with a needle in it.
I guess you don't want your crew to be safe on the Grand Line.
I bet I could navigate that place with a regular compass. That just sounds like a... 25,000 berries, the most I'll pay for any part of that junk.
How about I meet you in the middle and go 50,000?
35.
Now. Damn it, you. He strokes his beard. Let me make a roll for him real quick. Alright, that sounds like a good deal to me.
You're trying to swindle you, but you wound up swindling him.
Yes. You swindler. You.
Alright, this thing better work or I'll be coming back to get a refund.
Yeah. This thing doesn't work, you won't be coming back at all, son.
Well, that sounds pretty outrageous. Like, oh, that kind of risk needs like a 10,000 berry discount or something.
Get out of here. Get on with you. He starts he grabs a stick from under the counter.
Alright, so
waves it at you.
35,000 is the final price.
Yeah.
Alright, so we now have 1.605 thousand berry.
Alrighty. Who was next? Who was gonna go? Jean, you were gonna go sell your treasures. You had appraised them at 5.
But it was 500,000.
Yeah. So 500,000 berry. You take them to like a salvager shop, and the shopkeep there welcomes you.
Well, hello there.
He rubs his hands together all connivingly.
What do we have here? Have you come to buy or sell?
Jean? Okay, Jean's dead.
Oh, I was muted. I've been talking a lot, and was like, could
Why
not
is
get.
nobody reacting to
I was like, weird. I just can't seem to get a word in. I was saying, is this like a pawn shop that I'm at right now?
It's kind of more of a salvager's store. It's
Okay.
It's for antiquities and treasures and such. But
Okay, great. So if there are high-end items in here. 'Cause I
yes,
wouldn't
there are
want to,
high-end items, but
because I'm dealing in big numbers.
yes, you are.
Um,
I assume
yes.
that's where you went to look. So
Yeah, I wanted to go to some place that seemed high-end, but that also seemed like they have a lot of turnaround. So that seems like this is the kind of place for that.
Yep.
Yes, selling, as it were. I have a few pieces I would like to, well, hopefully, if the price is right, sell today.
Interesting. Do you have those pieces with you, sir?
I do. And Jean will lay them out on the counter, and give them a moment to.
yeah, and they'll
them
try to
over.
appraise them. That's not great. Okay, so they'll
That
be
could
like,
mean either higher or lower.
all right, so they'll appraise them and they'll be like,
I see. By my estimates, these are approximately worth 300 million berry each.
300 million berry each?
sorry, 300,000 berry.
Guts! Jean says, "Sold!
Sorry, my heart died.
Sold! They're already, I've already moved it down! We have
No,
900
stop,
million
cease! The DM wishes to stop being picked on.
Jean kind of says,
You know what I mean.
Did you mean to say, 3 million berries each?
Yes, that is exactly what I meant. Didn't I say that? I said that.
Definitely said that.
Sold.
Yes.
Sold.
Alright, well,
And he scoops them off the counter and
3 million
300,000.
berry each.
Oh, I just said, I just talked him down to 3 million. So
Yeah.
he was saying 300,000.
Yeah, he was.
Oh.
Sorry.
Jean doesn't say sold.
Okay.
I thought he was making
It's
a
it's-
high error in my favor.
it's definitely, I mean, these are worth 300. It's very clearly.
I understand that you need to turn something of a profit, but I am not an amateur in the field. I don't know if you noticed the particular engravings of it.
And I start to go through and basically show off the things that I found in my appraisal of them. which
Okay.
was- I had rolled, I think, a 19.
Yes, you did.
before.
So he rubs his face thoughtfully, and he's like,
I could go to. Judging by these markings, they're from
The Great Pirate Era. That's approximately. You can see him doing the math in his head. 3 berry. Wait, no, I meant.
Now you're making fun of
I
yourself.
agree.
These
They are worth 3 million.
Sold!
calculations.
Sorry, probably about $500,000 each. If
That
you're
is-
right. And
that
I
is-
believe you are, so.
Yes, that is where I assess them. I think it is a fair price. I'm also looking, while we're here, just an off chance. You don't deal in books at all, do you? I'm looking for older things.
We have quite the selection of antiquities here. What sort of books are you looking for? Stuff from the Great Pirate Era, or perhaps predating that?
Yes, histories of. I have a particular interest in the afflictions of devil fruits. So if you have anything on those, I would like to purchase those. But also, really anything. I'm interested in all manner of things about pirates, anything on the Grand Line. I find all of that high adventure stuff very interesting.
Well, we do have a few volumes from the early days of piracy, ship's logs and that sort of thing, when people were first figuring out the Grand Line.
That may be useful. Could you walk me over to your collection?
Yeah, and he'll show you over to this bookcase. Seems like there's a wide variety of books here. A lot of stuff is from the Great Pirate. It basically starts from like the Great Pirate Era to like further back until the what did they call it in the show? The Void years.
No, that was
Yeah,
this
the Void
video
Century.
previous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much it goes back nearing the Void Century, but not quite there.
Okay. And these are like there's a number of different books that are kind of like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
what kind of like price range are they asking?
Some of them, the older ones, are definitely pricier than others. You definitely can't afford some of them. But you can definitely afford more recent things.
Is there anything that like strikes me as being something like not even like in like the grand mythos of the world, but more just like this might be a practical thing to have on the Grand Line?
Yeah. It's a kind of a guidebook on what weather patterns to expect on the Grand Line.
I'll make Dunstan read this, and
I'll make
I will-
Dunstan read this.
and I'll. How much is that? How much is the asking price before I just say I buy it?
Does 50,000 berries seem fair?
Does 50,000 berries seem? I guess I don't know what it would.
I mean,
be.
yeah, I think
Nobody
it's
My
buys
question
books
for
except for
just
me.
thinks that 50,000. This is worth 50,000 berries. Like how much like practical information would we like glean from it? I guess is my bottom line. I know you can't know that completely without reading it, but
Dart would get like certain advantages to knowing when
Okay.
storms are coming and things like that.
yeah, then that seems like it's absolutely worthwhile. So I will take 50,000 out of the sale of the gems, and then I just also say,
Also, I would like a vase. Something narrow and slender. Just nothing nearly in the price range of what I sold you. But something nice.
and I'm willing to like I want to spend like what would be the equivalent of dropping like $200 on a vase,
Damn, that's a lot of muns on a vase.
which in berry that would be like would that be like 20,000 berry?
Sure.
I take that out of my own money, not out of the group money.
All right, so you get a pretty nice vase. It's blue.
Wonderful.
Very good. Nice to. What was your name, sir?
Yes, I'm Mr. Rogers.
Nice to meet you, Mr.
Does he
Rogers.
have a neighborhood?
And I.
It is a
I
lovely
shake his hand.
neighborhood.
If I find myself back through here again, perhaps we can do more business. Thank you.
I look forward to it, Mr.
Palsgrave.
Mr. Palsgrave. I'll keep you in our books.
And Gene kind of is like, as he's walking out, he has this thought to himself, like, I'm never gonna be here again. it was just like a reflex of his early days of like exchanging business information, but like, there's no chance.
There's no chance. Okay. Who knows?
And he leaves.
Alright. Who else wanted to do a thing? Millie did a thing. Sonny.
That would be me, Sonny, and Tilly.
Yeah.
It is I, Sonny.
It is I, Sonny. Yes.
Alright.
Basically, we're going out to. I'm going to get some doctor stuff, doctor supplies, medical equipment,
Yep.
bandages, etc. Also, the food supplies,
Yep.
raw.
A surgeon's
raw
kit.
foods as well.
A surgeon's kit is $500,000 berry.
Yeah. He thinks that's a fine deal, but he's with Tilly. What does Tilly think?
Tilly's reading a book, but I will roll for her. Praise. Yeah, she thinks it's fair. It's pricey, but it's a surgeon kit.
Yep. So okay, seems fine to me. $500,000 berry it is. So that's that.
It comes with like a lot of different supplies. Like she can do really intensive surgery with this stuff.
He can hack off an arm.
She can actually. And you would probably live.
And Tilly can, at some level, give you robot parts, make you a cyborg.
I like those odds.
Yep.
Okay. After that, I will also just get general medical supplies. If there's a potion seller,
A potion seller.
yeah, like an alchemist of sorts, because I know there are potions in this game.
There are potions in this game, but I'm afraid you're going to have your doctor make them. You need to tell your doctor what you want her to make for you.
I mean, that's true, but I imagine she wanted supplies, so I'm gonna get
Medicinal
whatever supplies
herbs.
I might. Yeah.
Can I make a potion request?
Sure.
I would like their strongest potion.
She'll
I don't know
try.
if I don't know if that's a
Can't
reference
handle
because
their
we're talking about
strongest
potion
potion.
sellers, I assumed.
You can't handle their strongest
Yeah,
potion.
exactly. Thank you.
Potion of magic stuff. Exactly. Alright, so medical supplies. How many days of rations do you want?
Probably another 50 days at least.
50 days. Okay. You're not running out of food anytime soon.
I mean, that's assuming that we don't hit a storm and lose some of our supply. I'm overestimating on purpose because I have experience in other specific One Piece games.
Okay. Okay, calm down. So, I think you know the price of food and water, roughly. I think it was like 550. It was like 5,000 berry per day, I think.
Yeah, per person. Because I'm doing this based on all 7 of us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Pricey.
35,000 berry per. Stop. Sorry, the dog keeps jumping on me.
Alright, so I'll let you sort out the price of that. And the medicinal herbs, let's just go for 100,000 on those.
Okay.
You're not gonna run out anytime soon.
For how much? How much? Just herbs, a bunch of herbs.
Yeah, let's say like 20 potions worth, I guess. Cause she may fail.
Okay. 20 potions worth of random herbs.
Yep. Medicinal herbs, thanks.
Don't ask questions.
Yeah.
Half of it is weed, you don't know.
Excuse. And Whenever you guys are ready, you can head back to the ship.
Millie is gonna, after a while, come down, collect her money, and then ask one of her listeners if is there a place that she can sing at?
The person says, "Yeah, there's a bar over that way."
Any more public?
I mean, this is probably as public as you're gonna get, and she gestures to the huge plaza that you found. But the bar would probably appreciate it.
That's right, they would.
They have entertainers come in every night or so.
She'll head to the bar and sing again.
Alright. Well, while Millie's going to the bar, what are the rest of you doing?
So after that, we have 2 million berry.
You're muted.
So after that, we have 2 million berry.
Not bad.
I suppose Sonny would probably go back and ask if there's anything else we needed. Before, so basically making a last call.
When you get back to the ship, Eileen waves you over. She's kind of covered in paint.
Why is she covered in paint?
Because she's writing the new name on.
It's exactly right! She wrote Old Man Jenkins over the tyranny.
Look, Sonny.
Oh my! It looks really good! Does it look good?
It looks legible.
It looks really good!
It doesn't matter, because you will tell her what she wants to hear.
I don't know what you're talking about!
Oh, thank you. You know, I was worried because I don't really have the best handwriting. It's really chicken scratchy. So, but this came out readable, so...
It looks great! Oh, I got some supplies that you needed. I got a bunch of herbs for, like, medicinal purposes. And, I also got you this! And he extends out of his bag in a cartoon-like fashion, a surgeon's kit.
Wow! This is really good. I'll be able to really fix you guys up if you get hurt now. But don't get hurt.
She pouts at you.
I will never purposely get hurt. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Do you think the others will like it?
I think so. Definitely. I mean, I don't think anyone else here could have done that well, so...
Wow. Sonny is such a suck-up.
It's not sucking up if she believes it.
Like, when Gene gets up and sees it, he just thinks in the back of his mind, like, man, I have such good handwriting.
I mean, like, somebody writing
because I imagine Gene just spent all his time writing documents back in the day. Like, a lot of paperwork, and Gene has very good handwriting, but
Yeah.
As he comes up and sees, I see you've christened our ship officially.
Yes, it's the Old Man Jenkins. You can read it right there.
You're pretty sure it says the Squish Man Squid, but you're not sure.
I knew what it was just by looking at it, not because I already knew what we were naming it.
Mm-hmm. But, if you want to
Thank you.
touch it up, feel free to do so.
And she hands
Nope,
you...
I think it's just perfect the way you did it.
Okay.
And
Are you sure, Captain? Are you sure?
her face is actually, like, covered in spots of paint. She really tried. You could tell she did a few coats of it.
And I look at Sonny, and I cast him a meaningful glance, and then I say, I'm sure.
Well, Sonny didn't say that. Alex said that.
Oh. Then yes.
Okay, good.
Is Dunstan back?
When Dunstan gets back, he's going to ask, why the hell is the ship now named as Squish Man Squish? Dunstan doesn't lie.
And
It's named the Old Man Jenkins. Can't you read it?
Oh, what, is that what it says?
Mm.
She pouts.
That doesn't look anything like Old Man Jenkins.
And then Dunstan gets knocked in the back of the head by a random flying object.
It captures this. It captures the spirit. Dunstan, that's what matters. Hey, Dunstan, on the subject of reading, I bought you a book. And I throw the book at him.
Smooth. Smooth. Smooth operators, this crew.
Gene throwing the book at Dart.
Oh, amazing.
I throw you a book that says Weather Patterns of the Grand Line. Does it have another title, or is that's what I wrote for the title?
That's fine. That's fine.
So we'll read that at some point.
Alright, cool, cool. You know, it's getting kind of late. Millie's not back yet.
I think we should probably go look for Millie.
If I had to wager, I would say Millie is either listening to music or performing it somewhere.
She's definitely performing it somewhere.
If
At
she
least
found a
good
musician,
bar.
she might just be dancing. I think it's possible. But you're probably right.
Oh yeah, we have like 2 million berries left, by the way. Because we're quiet.
No one can hear you, I don't think.
Still.
I
It's
don't.
weird because you're not muted on Discord.
Yeah.
You might want to relog.
No one. Yeah, you might want to relog. No one can hear you, or check your headphones or something. Tilly says, "Well, why don't we stay here, Captain? Like for the night. We deserve a good rest, and I want to
Oh,
go
yes.
hit up the taverns."
Take the
Are
night.
you able to hear me now?
I approve of this
Yes.
massively.
We should go find Millie though first. Also, we have like 2 million berries left.
Did you count the stuff that I bought, or did?
I count the stuff that you bought. So basically,
Okay.
after you putting back the money or whatever, I probably would have counted it all up with my math dwarf brain.
Math dwarf brain, cool. Don't do
Okay.
math, kids.
I didn't know if I had like overwritten because I'd been calculating stuff on my side, so I didn't know if we'd accidentally. It doesn't matter.
You will override each other, and it's...
Well, I know we both have the.
Yeah, basically I counted down. First, I counted down what the surgery kit cost. Then I added the money that you got from the from selling the things. And then I saved that, of course, and then I counted for the food, water, and dinosaur food.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Everything's tracked. Yeah, I guess we go find Millie as we're walking.
When we were discussing things before, I had mentioned the possibility of finding a shipwright. I don't know what the odds are of finding someone. I mean, if there's any town to do it, this is it. To find people willing to travel to the Grand Line.
Yeah, well, maybe. What if we don't like them, though?
Well, if we don't like
Hey.
them, then we won't bring them on the ship. I'm sure we can find in a city this large someone that we all like. And even if we don't like them a lot, if they're good, then that's more important.
No, it's not.
Dunstan spitting true facts here. And as you guys wander around, you do come across a tavern that Millie's in. Ta-da!
I expect we hear her before we see her.
Yeah, you definitely hear her.
She's totally standing on the desk because you have to be seen when you're singing.
Giant Sunny's back again.
Why is your token so large and in charge?
Because I'm so small.
Because he's a large boy.
He's overcompensating for something. I already know it.
He's a little boy.
I am very small, and I do not overcompensate. I undercompensate.
Alright. So as you walk in, you definitely see Millie singing at the bar. She definitely has swayed
Actually, there's a stage right here, I think. So she's singing
Should
on
also,
the stage. Definitely swooning a few people.
you should move where everyone sees, because currently all they see is Millie.
I see.
I like that Panda Man is the first thing that
What Panda Man?
you pull into every single time.
What Panda Man? I don't know
No
what you're
idea
talking
what.
about.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah, no idea what you're talking about. No idea.
I'm talking about Bep. I don't know if that's a character you guys. No, you've met Beppa. I'm talking about Beppa.
Yeah.
The first rule about One Piece is we don't talk about Peppa.
I love Beppa.
So, the bartender comes up to you guys, asks what he can serve you. Millie, you made about 100,000 berry from your singing exploits.
Nice.
I'll take whatever you're known for.
Alrighty. And, it is he goes back, mixes something, and comes back with what is perhaps the girliest drink you've ever seen.
Sweet? I would like some of the sweet.
It's very sweet. It's got...
Gene is very Gene's comfortable with himself. He doesn't care.
Yeah. It's
I'd like some of that too.
It's blue and green and swirls, and it's got like whipped cream on top.
Captain, you're over there.
This is
Millie will
extremely good.
rave and rush to the group.
Hello, Tele.
Hello,
You sounded wonderful, Millie.
thank you, Captain. She will hug you both.
Aw.
Yes, I really liked it.
I'd like some of what he's having. That really girly drink.
Yes, I
Ain't
would like
you a
to-
little young son to be drinking?
Oh, he's not
I
a-
am 22.
Yes, he's not a boy. He's a man.
Yeah! Thanks for finally noticing, by the way, Millie.
The guy gives you a weird look.
You're
It's-
never too
it's
young
true.
to drink.
I heard
He
that
shows
you
off his muscles. Could a kid have muscles like these?
Skeptical. But he serves you anyway. You do notice him not put alcohols in yours, though.
He doesn't care if it's sweet.
Yeah, it's basically ice cream for you now. He'll serve one up. What do you want, sir? To Dunstan.
I'll have your strongest drink, please.
Alright. He goes up and comes back with, like, straight whiskey and puts it down in front of you.
Leave the bottle.
Alright, if you're sure you can handle it. And Eileen doesn't order anything. She's just happy to be there.
Millie will order both of them drinks, her and Eileen.
And alright. And as you're all settling down and enjoying your drink, someone comes down the stairs grumbling to himself and sits beside Gene. Hey, bartender, get me like vodka and you have any oil?
I just kind of look over at him and just,
Good evening, Marilyn.
He looks over at you. He goes pale. What? What are you doing here?
Wait, Captain, do you know him?
You
enjoying a drink.
It's the guy from the circus.
Over the girls.
You know, the one where we got Emily from?
Yeah, the guy instantly knocked out. I forgot about him, and so did Sonny.
He like backs away slowly.
Oh wait, aren't you that? I think I've seen you somewhere.
Yeah, from the circus.
No,
I
I've
mean.
never worked in a circus ever.
Oh, yeah,
Gene,
you are that guy. You're the guy knocked out instantly.
Gene has, while they're kind of talking to him, Gene is just walking upstairs.
Okay, Gene. You find yourself upstairs.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Just the gentleman I was looking for.
There may be some familiar faces here.
I go up. This is like an inn up here, right?
Yes, this is definitely an inn.
You may want to show the Twin Street.
I walk over and start knocking on doors, and I guess this would actually be the first door I would come to.
All right, yeah, I guess so. Marilyn, is that you? And he opens the door, and he stops, and he stares at you. He's just in like a tank top with his cybernetic arms plainly visible, and he stares at you.
What a handsome boy. I look over at him.
Good evening. Hello, Blondie. Good to see you again. Is Blondie your actual name?
He closes the door for a second. Then he opens it again, and then he closes it again. Then he opens it again. I'm not seeing things, am I?
Nope.
Captain, should I pay for one room or two or three?
However many rooms. However many rooms you want.
Okay.
I don't
Who's
think
this guy pointing to Blondie.
we're not going to be paying tonight, so whatever you want, really.
Okay.
My word,
know
is that
you.
captain speak, Gene? Not paying for a service?
The implication being, as I said, we're not paying. I was staring daggers at this fool.
I see. Roll intimidation, please.
I'm not in particularly intimidating.
I'm gonna need you to roll it.
Why are you like? Why do you have that weird face on, Captain?
Blondie definitely raises two fingers to his mouth, and like a slot opens up, and it's a whistle. He's made his fingers into a whistle, but not like the finger whistle. Just his fingers are the whistle.
I don't understand. Okay.
His fingers are the whistle.
Listen. How did he even get in there in the first place?
You maybe see some boarded up. Like, there's the door that's still intact, but the wall next to it is not. And he bursts through. The door swings open and the wall explodes.
Oh, come on, we're not doing this now.
Let's shrink me. I'm giant right now.
Right.
Let's just talk for a moment.
He puts up a hand to stop Gobi from coming any closer. Alright, you want to talk? What do you want to talk about? I don't have all night, you know, and he flips his hair.
Wow,
Alright.
that was the least masculine thing I've seen all day.
Well, I wanted to talk about you
Says
burning
the
down
person
our
ordering
ship
the girly drink.
in the dock.
That wasn't us.
I mean, it was 100%.
I see no proof you have of it, so...
Well, you're a pirate, and I don't really need proof. And between you and me, if you can tell by the look in my eyes, that is to say, we're not really settling this with the government. I'm not going to go to the Marines. We're settling it between me and you. It seems like there's really no reason to lie.
Fine. I had Gobi break your little ship and put it on the bottom of the seafloor. Are you happy now?
I mean, I'm not happy about it, but that's a good start. Why don't you come down to the bar? Have a
Why
drink?
would you do that? We don't even know you guys, do we, Captain?
No, we remember Eileen's old crew. That was terrible to her.
All right. You're the bozos that we fought in that big tent.
We were better to her than where we picked her up from.
Anyway, had a major upgrade.
The captain's gonna be so pissed with me.
It's all your fault, you know.
Yes, fine. A drink?
Fine. Where's Marilyn? You haven't done anything to him, have you?
No, of course not.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Millie is trying to pull him to sing
Oh no.
a duet.
Alright. No! Help! They're murdering me! They're murdering me!
Quickly,
Bloody
just go
go
along
me!
with it.
What's going on down here?
Oh, come on. Singing isn't that bad once you
It's
get past the stage
terrible.
fright.
It's horrifying.
I thought you said you were a performer.
I'm an acrobat, and he like actually like straightens up and like ruffles his own suit. I don't do singy tricks.
Well, do you dance?
No, I mean kind of.
Then dance.
I don't want to.
Mm,
Come on, long
please.
guy.
Oh, damn it.
I'll show you what I can do. And he takes out the hula hoop you may remember from your encounter and sets it on fire. And then juggles it. Ha! See?
That's not dancing, but it's still pretty entertaining as she claps.
See? Yes, I am the best. And Blondie, watching this go down, shakes his head and face palms gently. My God.
He's pretty good.
My crew is so dumb. I don't think they're gonna make the cut.
Where's your big fishman friend? Why isn't he down here having fun?
Gobi doesn't have fun. He's a killer. He like does like manchi things with his hands, robot hands at you.
I don't know. He seems fun. You know, when he's not trying to bite people.
You know, you have a weird crew yourself. And he turns to Jean when he says this.
Gene. Also, Gene looks back like this old man drinking the like bluest, most extravagant drink ever. Kind of looks back at him and just shrugs a little bit.
You know what? Millie's gonna drag a long arm dude up so they can talk the fishman into joining all the fun.
No!
Jeez.
No, he's going to eat me! Stop! So they go upstairs to try and talk Gobi into coming down and enjoying the fun.
So, Blondie. Is Blondie actually your name? I don't mean to be disrespectful. That's just what I heard you called.
It's my nickname, really, but it's what I go by.
Alright. So, the reason I'm not completely furious is we have recompensed most of the value of the boat in, dockside insurance, essentially. So,
Dockside insurance.
I mean, that's what we got, basically, was the insurance for the boat.
Yeah. He basically raises an eyebrow at you at that, but doesn't say anything.
We're only in total debt about 500,000 berry out of what it would have been worth. So, how can you make it up to us?
Is this...
You're such a merchant.
This is such coercion. He looks at you. Looks at you for a second.
I'm still pretty mad at this guy. He didn't just, like, trash our boat and essentially, like, force this girl into hard labor. Like, I do not have good feelings about this dude.
Yeah. Eileen kind of shrinks away from him.
Maybe we should sell his robot parts, Captain.
I mean, we're not going to hurt him. No.
What if he doesn't pay us?
I'm sure that we'll come to an agreement and we won't even have to think about that scenario.
Meanwhile, Blondie sips the girly drink filled with oil. Well,
I can tell you a few things about the Grand Line if you want.
That would be an excellent start.
He raises another eyebrow. But
Dunstan is navigator. You should hear this too. Really, all of us should.
And I kind of bring everyone. I kind of gather everyone up, I guess, except for Millie, who's still performing.
Millie went upstairs to go get the
yes.
giant shark man. Basically,
We'll get his paper ready to take notes.
yeah. Basically, he tells you about there are different routes, and the world government has hired a warlord to look after each route, and they're actually kind of named after the warlords. The warlords are pretty dangerous, things like that. And beyond that, he tells you about what else is good Grand Line knowledge. That you should probably avoid the calm belt.
That's very good to know. Yeah.
You should avoid the calm belt at all costs if you want to survive. It's the lair of sea kings, things like that.
Does he know where One Piece is?
Yeah, he does actually. I mean,
does he bring that up?
yeah, he can bring it up. What is it called? Raftel?
I was joking. I guess it's on. I mean, I was joking, implying that he would know where
Raftel.
it actually was beyond just Raffle.
Nah, he'll say it's on Raftel.
Wait, actually?
Well, I don't know for sure. No one's been there. But that's what they say.
I was just sort of joking about that.
What is this One Piece thing you're talking about?
What? You don't know?
It's the name of the treasure in the Grand Line.
He's got a weird, he's got a bunch of weird knowledge. Sonny has knowledge that he, normal people wouldn't have, but no knowledge of things normal people would have.
How can you call yourself a pirate and not know that, damn it, Pipsqueak?
I'm not a pirate! I'm an adventurer, dummy!
And Gene kind of like pats Sonny on the back as he says, "I'm not a pirate."
Blondie gives you all very skeptical looks, but he will explain what One Piece is, essentially. It's the treasure left behind.
Whoa, that's so cool!
By Gold
We should go for that!
By Gold Roger, whoever finds it's gonna become king of the pirates, they're gonna become king. Yayo, yayo.
Yayo, yayo.
Dreamin'.
Don't give
I was trying to come up with a way to do it, to say dreamin' organically, but then...
Sorry.
You're gonna be dreaming.
Yeah, but that's if you even really believe those old stories. No one's actually ever found it. It's been a while.
Have you been to the Grand Line before?
Yeah.
You said you have a captain. You're not. I assumed that you were the captain of your small crew here. You're a member of a larger crew.
Yeah.
Who's your captain?
He's like, he's debating.
And meanwhile, he's getting glares. Daggers from Sonny. Absolute dagger.
It's more like he's debating how much he wants to, like, say. His name's Captain Jack. Captain Jack Glanner. He runs...
When you said Captain Jack, I was so
hoping-
confident that it was...
I was so hoping it would be Jack Sparrow.
Sorry, go on.
Yes. He runs our crew. We're the Phantom Troop. What?
Do they have big spiders on their backs?
Don't shut up! They do not.
Their arms?
Is he bountied?
Well, he used to have one.
Used to. He's not alive anymore.
He's fine.
How did he?
And Gene kind of like knowingly,
He's working for the government now, is he?
I mean, for now. As long as it suits him.
I thought pirates don't work for the government.
I just explained to you, you brat! The warlords are a form of pirates that work for the government!
Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. Your voice is kind of grating on the ears.
Wait, is he a... Yes, he's a warlord.
Is he physically steaming from the ears?
He may be.
Do you hear like the teapot sound?
You hear a gentle teapot sound.
In my brain, I think a couple of times I was mixing up warlord and emperor.
Yeah,
in
no,
terms of what
yeah.
they were.
Warlord
Yes, he's a
is
warlord,
the Shibukai.
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 Yeah, emperors are.
Yonko.
Lonko, big mambo. And then I'm also going to ask, so what was his bounty back in the day?
God, you're asking me all the questions I'm totally unprepared for.
You can just, like, if you want him to be like, he tells you, you don't have to tell me, I get it if you need to, like, think about it a little bit.
He tells you.
Not trying to put you on the spot.
It's a big bounty. It's like, it's in the millions of berry, like the 100 millions of berry.
That's a pretty good number. And did you have you had his name though, right?
Yeah, it's Jack Glamour.
Jack Glamour. Just want to make sure I write it down. All right.
Okay, we can make him.
You've been helpful. Pay our tab for the night, and I'll call us even. And if I ever run into your captain on the seas, I will tell him that you treated us with respect, and that you were a well, pleasant to deal with.
I'm not so sure he'll appreciate that. He's
Or
a bit of
what
an
have you.
eccentric one. But fine. I'm
Yeah,
sure we'll
that's
see.
Rocky.
I'm sure we'll see each other again on the Grand Line, and when we do, I'll be wanting a rematch.
This guy's buying.
then
I've done some
I'll
hops
do
over
my
the
best
bar.
not to see you.
Tungsten just left the blondie dude with the tab.
Yep.
God.
And we feast.
We feast, and also Sunny makes a bunch of origami cranes out of various things, utensils, plates, doesn't matter.
And on the second floor, Gobi has retreated back into his room. There is still a massive hole in the wall. And Marilyn is being dragged by Millie towards it, I imagine.
Oh yes.
No, stop! He will eat us! He will eat our bones until there's nothing left! Stop!
Come on, he won't do that. You're crewmates. Family.
I wouldn't call that beast a family member.
Hello, Marilyn. It's good to see you again. Everyone's having fun downstairs. Don't you want to come?
It's Gobi.
Kobe.
Gobi. Like a
Melon
fish. And he's like all curled up on his bed, and he turns to look at you, and he growls and then rolls over again.
Millie will wave again.
Please, let's go while he's not hungry.
I don't understand. Don't you want to have fun with your crew?
No, he doesn't. He wants to eat and sleep and kill things. He's a monster. And at that, Gobi actually gets up out of bed, walks over, and closes his mouth over Marilyn's head. And Marilyn's like, help! Help!
See? He doesn't want to eat you. He's just kissing you.
Help! I'm dying!
You're not a monster.
He's flailing wildly. Gobi starts
Yeah,
to chew.
Millie's just looking at him like, this is a kiss. This is fine.
Yep. And
You're not a monster. Come on. Don't you want to go downstairs and have fun? And she'll reach her hand. She'll raise a hand to him.
he lets you pet him, but he retreats back into his room and starts gnawing on Marilyn, who's like screaming.
So what do you like to do? She
Why
will ask
are you
him
talking
directly.
to him?
Clearly you like to chew. But what else? Can you sing?
He just growls.
I like to sing. My mother could sing when she was still alive. I miss her. What about you?
He gives Marilyn another chomp.
Ah! The pain!
You do notice that he's not actually chomping hard enough to, like, puncture the skin, but it's a serious chomp. You may interpret that as, I like my friends. If you like.
Which you will.
Perfect.
I made some of this, and she'll hand him, like, 10 million berry. You don't seem to have...
10 million berry?
10,000.
I mean, sorry. Not 10 million. My bad. 10,000.
Alright.
So many slips of the tongue.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I know, it's hard. Money is hard.
You don't seem to have a lot. I know how that is sometimes. So, get something nice. For you and your friends.
He pauses in his chewing of Marilyn for a moment. And then he takes the money out of your hand with, like, a forefinger and a thumb. Very delicately. And then he pats you on the head.
Millie is smiling.
And then he munches on Marilyn again.
I'm really sorry about what we were doing, how we met the first time. Just, the way you treated Eileen was very mean. It's not how you should treat a friend or family. But I'm glad that you get along with the others.
Crowley's getting along! Help me!
I mean, you're not bleeding. And
It hurts!
he hasn't bite off your head. That's a sign of love.
Where are you from? A different planet?
No, I'm from the Amazon island. I'm a Kuja.
He does not understand between his screams. And I suppose, as you all pass the night, I suppose you guys head back to your ship after a while, or what? What you doing?
Yeah, let's
do
head
people
out
have
to
an
our
interest
ship.
in trying to find a shipwright, or do we want to just go? Do we feel ready to go to the Grand Line?
Absolutely.
We'll be fine.
Out of character, I say get a ship right. In character, Millie doesn't give a shit.
I think any person we need to add to our crew needs to be a proper person. We need to proper.
Alright, I guess it looks like we're getting to move on is the plan.
For sure.
Alright.
Great.
Yep.
And in the morning, after clearing out the bar of all of its food and liquor, I'm sure.
I imagine, like, we took a few rations even, like, really leaned into it.
Just yeah, a big FU to them for.
Not an FU, this is an agreement.
This is an agreement. It's what we agreed upon. Says the savage merchant man.
You're a savage, but we love that.
So, someone's gotta be
You're a
mean.
savage.
That's our captain.
Someone's gotta be mean sometimes.
Well, see, here's the bad part. Sunny can be mean sometimes, but that's only when you tick him off. Like
different
insult,
flavor of-
swordsmanship.
Yeah, different flavor of mean.
Alright.
Yeah, different flavor of mead.
Alright.
Um,
Well, I'm sure you all hop back on your ship and get ready to set sail then?
Gene places his vase on his desk and takes the violet that he's had the whole time in his shirt and puts it in the vase.
Aw, that's sweet. Alright.
And
And
is that it?
I mean, are you gonna say let's set sail? Because that would be a good way to close it.
No, we're gonna set sail, I think.
All right,
Everyone's
everyone.
okay with
It
that.
has to be from Gene. No one else.
All right, everyone. We haven't known each other that long, but I feel that, well, we've gotten surprisingly close in such a short amount of time, and as no crew I'd be happier to set out upon the Grand Line with. So, let's set sail.
That's right, Grandma. And Millie will slap Gene in the back.
Oh,
Be careful! Gene is...
these fragile old bones.
Yeah, Gene's fragile! And he gently pats his leg, because that's all he can reach.
To a new life in the Grand Line.
Yeah. What she said.
I'm loving this voice with Tilly.
You're welcome.
Race princess over there.
And I think that is where we will call it. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. It's been wonderful just getting all this new support from people passing by. If you like it, be sure to spread the word.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Yes,
And
thank
Fox,
you all for
thank you for
coming.
running.
Yes, Fox, that was amazing. You get better every time. You were already good, but I'm
Thank you
getting
for
better with
coming.
experience.
Thank you for coming, everyone. You guys take care.
Yeah.
And see you next adventure.
Next time
Yeah.
on One Piece. Bye, everybody.
On
Will we
one
go into
piece.
the Grand Line?
Yeah.
No doubt.
No doubt. All right. Bye.